Honorable Speaker, sir, while thanking the President of India, it is my first and foremost duty to thank the Honorable Prime Minister of India, who was instrumental to bring the vaccine to save the countrymen from disaster. I will be failing in my duty if we don't thank our scientists, doctors, professionals who stood behind Honorable Prime Minister to accomplish the great job and who are responsible to put our nation as a leader of the pharmaceutical field. Sir, I thank Honorable Prime Minister and scientists not only on behalf of me but also on behalf of my party and my DMK President Mr. M.K. Stalin. The President address. Sir, President address is nothing but a policy note approved by the Cabinet, sent to President, and President used to make it in the Central Hall before both the members of the Parliament. It is an annual lecture, and moreover, it is read for the purpose of showering or elevation the particular day's government in a great way. It is a ceremonial affair, but I could not attend the presidential address. I could not hear it. Along with the 21 other opposition, the DMK joined the boycott of president's address, and I could not hear, but I read the president's address, sir. Sir, DMK party basically belongs to farming community. Basically, I am a farmer. I am proud to call myself, I belong to farming community of undivided Tanjavur district, the grand areas of India. It is natural to support the farmers and also for their cause and see that farming community could not be disturbed at any cost. The President in his address has made lot of appreciation to our farmers. I quote, I am happy to say that through their hard work, our farmers are augmenting the efforts of the government. Today, the food grains availability in the country is at a record high in 2008-9. The food grains production in the country was 234 million tons, whereas in 2019-20, the production has increased to 296 million tons. During the same period, the production of fruits and vegetables has also increased to 215 million tons to 320 million tons. I congratulate the farmers of the country for these achievements. We show a lot of appreciation, sir. But unfortunately, the poor farmers who are the food producers of India are suffering. More than 1.5 lakh farmers just on the outskirts of the Delhi. They are suffering and they are put into hardship by the police and other people. They don't have any water, no food, nothing. More than 70, this is the 72nd day wherein our farmers are suffering and undergoing picketing and just praying before the mighty government of India to see that all the draconian laws, all the 3 laws should be withdrawn immediately forthwith without any delay, sir. Sir, more than 200 people have died. 7 people have committed, including today's incident, 8 people have committed suicide. Another 17 people have been put into prison. Is it fair on the part of our government, sir? I need the government has to reply in a positive way, keeping farmers as our kith and kin. My dear sir, for the past 63 years, I am associated with the Dravidian movement established by Tanda E.V. Ramasamy Periyar, Arigar Anna, Kalaignar Karunanidhi, followed by Mr. Murasaliman and now led by the great son of India, Mr. M.K. Stalin, who is the future CM of Tamil Nadu, sir. On behalf of my party and the farmers of Tamil Nadu and all of the farming community in India, I vociferously plead before the President and Government of India to kindly repeal all the three farm laws with human touch, without sticking to any false prejudice and ego, without sticking to any false prejudice and ego to save the country from turmoil, sir. Sir, Jammu and Kashmir. You know Jammu and Kashmir has been divided into two union territories, abrogation of 370, bringing the enactment on CAA, and Jammu and Kashmir was divided into two, and more enactments, CAA and other things have been brought without the consent of the leaders of the particular state or the most eminent people of India, Indian community, no. But these grey areas should have been consulted in Interstate Council. What for the Interstate Council, sir? The Interstate Council has not been conducted, has not been convened for the past 4 years. Is it fair on the part of this existing government, sir? Hence, before bringing such laws, such most important laws, is it not proper for the government of this day to see that it is put before the Interstate Council and have a suggestion from the chief ministers, from eminent people, and also suggestions of various political people before doing anything to bring any enactments, sir. Sir, Vista project. What for the Vista project? 20,000 crores. You are spending 20,000 crores public money for creating a new parliament. What is wrong with this parliament which I am addressing? You are chairing, sir. What is happening to this parliament? Are you going to dismantle this parliament? No, you are not going to. It is kept as museum. I think so. What for this? All the secretariats are being constructed. The proposal is to construct the secretariat, to construct new parliament. Is it proper on the part of the government of this day when our farmers are lingering for food and water just before the eyes of the government? You are constructing, you are proposing, you are laying foundation for the funny projects. Sir, the states are under severe fear, I could say. The states are under severe fear because the education system is actually it is taken away by central government. It is snatching the powers of the state government, sir. I will cite one example, sir. Sir, the state government wanted to appoint a vice chancellor of the Chennai University, Madras University. For that purpose, it is not necessary the state government itself and along with the governor can appoint a vice chancellor. It is not possible. But from here orders are going. Marching orders are being passed from central government. What for, sir? For the past 60 years, the university vice chancellor of Madras University was appointed only by the state government and the consent of the governor. But now, marching orders have been passed, sent, and the new vice chancellor has been appointed, sir. Now, once again, I want to request the government of India not to just make any atrocities. I only see higher education commission. What for this higher education commission? Why do you bring higher education commission? What happened to the university grant commission? What happened to the universities? Are they not working? Are you not satisfied with the university grant commission? Are you not satisfied with the functioning of the universities everywhere? But these people are bringing Higher Education Commission of India, the umbrella body, having 4 separate vehicles: standards of setting, accreditation, regulation, funding, all these things. If all these four items could be, so far it was possible by the University Grant Commission or by the universities. But what for this, the new commission? Just to snatch away the powers of the state from the government, from the state government. This is encroaching, once again encroaching the powers of the state government. And Sarkaria, I don't know whether these people have studied Sarkaria Commission recommendation or not. No. Sir, petrol products, you know, crude oil has come down. It has crashed down to $30 per barrel. $30 per barrel. Petroleum Minister, my friend, is there. I think touch your conscience. Please tell me, is it fair on your part to keep lukewarm without intervening in the oil sector's price hike? What are the price hike? 89 rupees petrol, 82 rupees diesel, 735 rupees gas. Sir, is it possible in this country when poor people are using gas and poor two-wheelers are using the petrol, and two-wheelers are, if your diesel hike is there, all the price will have the cascading effect. The price hike will be there. So, before doing anything, Government of India should consider what will be the effect. Now, my request is to have a corrective measures for all these things. There is a windfall profit because of increasing prices. There is a windfall profit of 20 lakh crores. 20 lakh crores to the Government of India. My friend is laughing. I know what it is. Probably he is laughing at the higher up. 20 lakh crores because of hiking duties. Only by hiking duties, 20 lakh crores as a windfall profit to the Government of India. Is it not correct? And moreover, in the oil sectors we have been forced to spend 3,000 crores for fertile states, sir. These are all atrocities, sir. Sir, time and again, our fishermen, Indian fishermen, put to hardship. You know, our fishermen, especially fishermen of Tamil Nadu, when they go for fishing in our territorial waters, Sri Lankan Navy is entering into our territorial waters, and they are snatching our boats, our people have been harassed, and it is a day in, day out effort, sir. Every now and then, fishermen of Tamil Nadu is going for dharna. It is a most unfortunate thing. The Government of India is taking lukewarm. We are not doing anything. Sir, this is a very serious matter. This matter should be immediately settled, calling the Sri Lankan counterparts and make a dispute resolution arrangements so that things will happen at least hereafter. During the last days of Sri Lankan Cold War, you know, more than 1.5 lakh Tamil people have been killed mercilessly by the Indian authorities. You know who is that particular person? And 1.5 lakh people have been killed. For that matter, United States is coming before this UNHRC, United Nations Human Rights Commission. In the ensuing session, it is going to be taken up. The resolution has to be taken up. And the resolution is to go before International Court of Law or International Inquiry to see that all the companies who are the people for this cause should be invariably, they should be punished before the International Court, sir. Sir, every now and then my leader, myself, all members of Parliament, they are writing to the Government of India. So the court has ordered to provide 50% reservation. 50% reservation in All India quota for BDS Dental and as well as MBBS. So what has happened? The same government sitting before me, they are flouting, sir. They are not doing anything. All India quota is not shared to the state. 50% quota has to be distributed to the OBC people. OBC is waiting for a chance. And I don't know whether they will punish our friends or not. They are waiting for a chance.
Definitely.
OBC people are waiting for a chance. Tamil as official language. So Tamil is cherished and flourished years ago, more than 2,500 years ago. The history go back to 2,500 years ago. I want every now and then in Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, everywhere over past 6 decades, DMK MPs and people from the members of parliament from Tamil Nadu are vociferously requesting the government of India to see that Tamil should be put in the official language of India. What is the problem, sir? What is the problem? So a small country, Switzerland is having three official languages. South Africa, the new country, has got 11 official languages. Why not the great India? Can they do 22 languages? Official languages? My request is to see that this Tamil language should be carried away by an enactment so that Tamil should be given proper place in the constitution, sir. Sir, Sri Lanka is having an official language. Tamil. Tamil is one of the official language of Sri Lanka. Tamil is one of the official language of Malaysia. Tamil is one of the official language of Singapore. Tamil is the official language of Pondicherry and Tamil Nadu. Now what else you need? Is it not qualified? People are providing 600 crores for a particular language. Whereas my language is getting only 60 crores. Is it proper on the part of this government? Every now and then they shed crocodile tears, reciting Tirukkural, Silappadigaram, and so on, so many. As a first step, what I suggest is as first step, see that all the government of India offices, PSUs of the particular state, in my state, implement Tamil as an official language. The same thing can be carried out to West Bengal, all rest of the country, also all the states. All languages should be given preference. Women reservation, all our women folks are crying more than 6 decades to my knowledge. They are crying. No mention about the women reservation. The president has not mentioned anything. They have forgotten the issue, and ladies also forgotten. Oh, you also forgot. The fighting spirit of the ladies has gone. But taking the granted, this government is keeping lukewarm. I see that I would like to wake up this government from their deep slumber to see that women reservation is brought earlier, sir. Sir, with the heavy heart, I would like to point out, sir, February 21st, the ensuing February 21st, it is a day of mother tongue as per UNESCO. Our government of India is a signatory of the UN Charter. Is it not necessary to see that UNESCO, as per UNESCO guidelines, as per UNESCO request, demand, the language, mother tongue language, is put into forefront? Is it not necessary, sir?
Yes.
I want to know, sir.
Yes.
And I want to know from the people.
Yes.
Is not proper to entertain Tamil or the regional languages? But we celebrate mother tongue as per UN Charter. But you are not giving importance to regional languages. Sir, the pitiable thing is, KV schools, Kendriya Vidyalaya schools are there in Tamil Nadu. More than 40-50 Kendriya Vidyalayas are there. 49 Kendriya Vidyalayas. Nowhere Tamil is taught. Nowhere Tamil is taught. Is is not a shameful affair. I question the government of India. It's not a shameful affair, sir. Sir, government of India is refusing to teach Tamil in Tamil Nadu. Sir, these people are playing with flames. I only want, don't play with the flames. You know what has happened in 1965 in anti-Indian education. You should be more careful in putting each and every step as far as Tamil Nadu concerned. As far as the language is concerned, you are making a wrong thing. KV school invariably they have to teach Tamil to the Tamil people. This is most important. There is no mention about farm loan waivers. In the long speech, there is no mention about the farm loan waivers. Crops are perished in three sectors. You know, South Indians are facing a lot of problems. Kerala, Tamil Nadu and elsewhere. All the standing crops have perished into water in the flood. Cyclone, three sectors of cyclone. My people, the farmers, are keeping their hands to tight and looking for help and shedding tears. Is not the government of the days to come forward to help them? In the President address, that is the policy of the government. The President address, crops are not permitted, perishing crops are not subsidized, given compensation. You know the premise many times, you know you are a senior member of the house, you know how many times Peninsular Indians, especially South Indians are shouting, weeping in the house many times about the Peninsular River interconnection of Peninsular River, interstate connection. I know why you are laughing. There won't be any problem within the brothers. We will avoid what you say, you avoid what I say. What I say? What?
Will you stop his laugh?
No, he's a fine gentleman, you will accommodate Tamils, no? See, actually, we need, the Peninsular River should be interconnected immediately, sir. Sir, anybody who has committed a murder, he will be put to the jail only for 20 years. Okay, while undergoing the jail imprisonment, he or she will be released within 15 years or 16 years or just like that, 10 years like that, according to the merits of the case of the particular person. But Perarivalan and the 6 others, they are in jail, put in the jail for the past 30 years. Is it correct on the part of this government?
Yes.
You may say so many things. But is there any opposition from anybody?
No.
What is the problem? So 30 years of jail, they are lingering in the jail for the past 30 years. With a human heart, you should consider that the particular president, the so-called president who is going to thank by the parliament, has to come forward to immediately release all those people. The governor has been ordered by the High Court of India, Tamil Nadu. He doesn't care. The Assembly of the Tamil Nadu has passed as an unanimous resolution. People of Tamil Nadu are requesting, and nothing is moving. Simply, things are the requests made by all these pitiable souls are lying in the present house now. As of now, it is lying there, sir. Sir, the freight corridor, north-south freight corridor from Mitasi to Vijayawada, east-west corridor from Kharagpur to Vijayawada. My only request is, do it. The corridors are necessary. But at the same time, the Itachi to Vijayawada should terminate not in Vijayawada but in Chennai port. And the Kharagpur to Vijayawada should terminate at Tuticorin port, south the Peninsular port.
Yes.
These are most important corridors. The government should see that the thing is done in a positive way, sir. Sir, February 3rd, incidentally, last February 3rd, 2021, is the 52nd Anna death anniversary. While remembering his fond memories, he categorically said, told in Rajya Sabha 1st May 1962, I quote, that government of the day thought they were infallible.
Please.
And whatever decision they took
Baluji,
were right.
please don't quote the proceedings of Rajya Sabha.
No, it is a common, it is available in the library, sir.
Yes.
It is available ready.
As per the rules, you are not permitted to quote the...
No, this is most important. Anna has quoted.
You can very well say because...
I am only quoting. What? I am quoting only Anna has quoted.
Okay.
1/5/1962. Then let the people assume or proceed, whatever it may be.
It is public domain.
Yes. That the government of the day thought they were infallible. And whatever the decisions they took were right, as they have won consecutively, but it was wrong attitude and was against the basic tenets of parliamentary democracy. It was told to my friends. But the same thing which was told by Ranganna to the Congress brothers now holds good by former brothers of BJP. 50th years, so whatever you said holds good now. So I will simply say, I am going to conclude. See the power lying with them, the strength of the power is not with BJP, but with the weakness of the opposition. The strength of the power lies with not with the BJP, but lies with the opposition. All the 21 opposition which stood unitedly to oppose the president rule against the farm laws. Now, I should say, what is the vote bank for them during the last election, which they won, which they are sitting before, how the power was inherited, how much strength was they were having? 37.5% only. The vote bank they are enjoying the power now is 37.5% only, sir. I am going to conclude, brother.
Yes.
Only because of lacking coordination, cooperation with my opposition, probably larger parties like Congress, myself, and so on, and so many Srinabal, and so on. And it's not, I'm not quoting, I'm quoting only for the sake of quoting only. Finally, it is better the larger parties of this country, opposition parties, should unite together to see that the BJP is won at least in the next election. I thank the Honorable President for having given this address before the House. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.